And you know, there's someone out there that wants to see that.
All in one video.
There is someone out there who would want to see that, and they would like binge that and say, "Well, this is my weekend where I'm not doing anything."
Yeah, they probably would too. I don't know. I have a hard time
Not
just
even
getting
kidding.
people to watch longer, just like 20-minute videos or something.
Well, the issue with 20-minute videos is, okay, well, people will watch one video if they can't watch like all of it in one sitting. They'll
Mm.
either put it on their like and go to it later if they're on a mobile device, or they'll put it as a like and then look back at it on their console. Like that's what I do sometimes. I'll like something only because I like the content, but I
Mm.
also want to go back to it later and not have to manually search for it.
The hell? I thought that was an enemy at
I don't know
first,
what
and
that
then
is.
and then I was like, okay, he's not attacking. Is he like But he's not a character either.
I don't know what he is. I've completed this area and I still don't know the answer to
The
that.
hell is that? Maybe you get an item. Maybe you talk to him or something. He looks like one of the Abyss Watcher guys, without the hat.
I mean, he doesn't look very happy. Uh,
Look like he's
you right, dude?
like he's trapped here. Like his soul can't leave, so he's just walking around. Yeah, take
You
this.
know, he must be the master of steps.
All right. Apparently my
He must
power is
really
not
like
that
that
great.
attack. Wait, before you run over there, I'm gonna show you this. He'll be one hit away from dying.
Wow.
Nope.
Ah, I missed. Wow, he only just stabbed the tip in me. Oh, that did not sound sexual at all.
Just take.
Hauntif Night Crown. Okay. Oh, another guy. Watch out.
I don't even have that item, and I've been here for a long time. You get the most ridiculous drops.
Really liking this greatsword though. Doing tons of damage on this guy. Let me see what this looks like. Okay, it's like a little Pope's crown. Let's see, do I still got the roll? Yep, still got the roll. Okay, we're good. We're wearing this. Matches my gold sword. We are still wearing this.
It also looks like the crown that that last boss we fought used
Oh, large Titanite
or had
shard.
on.
Think I needed that to upgrade this sword. Guess what I'm doing next bonfire? Making this sword even stronger.
Alright, stay in this general area right here. There's gonna be another one of those guys that are kind of like the ones we fought, you know, like the tall Slenderman looking ones.
Hmm.
Um, but this one uses fire, and he can do it from a distance, and he's very, very scary. I want you to focus on the smaller enemies, and I'll handle him.
Alright, so you got the big guy, I'll handle the little guys.
Yeah, but watch out for his trail of fire.
Ow.
Yep, I did not even take my own advice.
Ah, he got me when I was healing. I was trying to drink a Estus and he made that, flame of fire that shoots up your butt.
No other way to describe that. Just shoots it straight up your butt.
Well, I mean, I could say, he hit me with his pillar of flame, but that's not as descriptive.
No, it's not. It almost looks like combustion from Dragon's Dogma, where you light the ground on fire really hard.
Mm.
Do you remember that spell?
I remember the magic one, because I know I had a
The one
magic spell that did that.
where you lit the ground and it just like it only lit the ground on fire in a big line.
Alright, let me pop an ember here. I
I
might have to
still
get.
remember the name of that spell.
Alright. Ember is burning.
Frigor, Levine, uh, Sizum, or was like Sism. Um,
Yeah, they did have to go with those old European names for a lot of stuff in that game.
Yep. It worked.
Yeah, yeah, it did
Yeah,
kind of make it
4
unique. I mean, I know,
numbers.
I know from a casual perspective, if somebody who was like just started picking up and playing the game and they weren't used to RPGs, that was probably confusing as hell. But because you had to straight memorize what the spells were. It's not like, let's say, like how Final Fantasy games used to be, where it was like fire, Firaga, Fire or whatever like that, where it's like you can kind of sort of make
Undaga.
out what it is. Yeah, if you didn't know Old Latin or Old English, wherever they got those words from, you just had to guess. You just had to, oh, that's not the one I wanted to use. You just had to get used to seeing it.
Levine. Sounds like lightning. Uh, Maelstrom sounds nothing like what it really is. The giant darkness tornado. Um, like Combustion, that does not scream line of fire. Uh, let's see here. Frigor, I mean that sounds like frigid,
Mm,
and that being cold, giant ice spikes. Um, we've got Anodyne, which is the healing spell. Not sure where that name came from, but I remember it. I had Curaga.
yeah, I think whenever I went into the pawn menu to select like a mage companion, I was like, okay, I made sure to remember like the three most powerful spells and be like, okay, as long as they got these three names, I'm good. All right, let
Did you
me know
ever
when.
play it for 360 or PS3? I'm pretty sure you did for 360.
Yeah, 360. I
Okay.
thought about running through the game when it dropped on PC, but back in January, but I didn't.
I wish you would have did it on PS3 and you would have used my pawn. Then again, she would just carry the game. She was a level 200 max level sorcerer who started out as a mage from 1 to 10, and then once you hit level 10, you're already in Granzas. And then you switch her over to sorcerer as soon as you do that, and make her play from level 10 to 200 as a sorcerer. She'll have the max magic attack possible with the best gear in the game. Needless to say, she called down meteors. Like, she will do the strongest attack in her arsenal against a goblin. And then she'll make a snide comment like, huh, that's a shame.
Yeah, for some reason, and maybe it's just me, but people were mad friendly with that game. Like, even on 360, like people will go up and watch my videos, and then be like, oh, what's your character's name? I can give her this. I can get, I can get this, or use my pawn, or and all that kind of sort of stuff.
Hmm. That's because that's Capcom's fan base. It's more mature. Capcom's fan base is based off of the old Mega Man fans and, I mean, Street Fighter fans.
Mm.
Now, the younger generation's going towards not Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat because it's new and it's, a little bit edgier
Yeah.
because of the fatalities. But generally speaking, most of those are old Mega Man fans or just fans that have been fans of Capcom for years. And they saw that Capcom released an RPG and they're like, might as well try it out. I'm sure it's good.
I think it also has something to do with just the type of game it was. It wasn't a game to where, let's say, it wasn't casual friendly or noob friendly. Meaning, if you picked up and you played that game, you had to put hours into it because by it being not a AAA experience, by it being somewhat difficult with the gameplay a little bit until you got used to it, a lot of people didn't get used to it just right when they picked it up and played it. So I think a lot of casual people probably put it down. So most of the people who played it enough to get pawns and to build up characters, they were, people who, were well into the game and mature enough to not be douchebags.
And the actual douchebags themselves quit the game just out of anger, not knowing what to do or stuck at a certain point and asking others for help while simultaneously being mean at the same time. I just feel like if you treat others well, I mean, you'll get the same respect back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I treat, everybody I meet, even in real life. until somebody either tries to use me, or they're just somebody who I just won't converse with because of some reason, some reason or another. And I'm willing to give everybody the benefit of the doubt until they prove me otherwise. And I try to take my my video gaming the same exact way. Like when I play a game where I can kill other people, it's like, okay, well, I may do it if I'm with friends for like 5 minutes, but after a while, it's like, all right, well, this is getting boring. Let me, try to help them. But 9 times out of 10, I'm helping somebody rather than trying to kill them. Like I'll play the Division and jump in the Dark Zone, and people will just instantly kill you, Or like when I first, summoned the guy in this game and he acted like he wanted to help me, but then turned around and killed me. It's like, come on, man, really?
Maybe they're just playing that way to. They're doing something in a game to where it's not something they can do in real life, and
Oh
they
yeah.
say like, "Oh, it's not really my personality. I try to be the opposite of my personality in a game."
Mhm. I mean, and that's something I completely agree with. It's a play style. Like I got my brothers, and probably I guess I could consider him my best friend. They all play games with, if the game allows you to make your character, they want to make themselves. So if you can't be black or if you don't got cornrows, they immediately won't play the game because of that. Because
Really?
they can't get into it. Whereas me, I've always been the kind of person to where I don't ever want to be myself. I want to be the most. I'm not one of those guys who will make the most ridiculous, dumbass looking character. But I try to take my character seriously. But I don't want to make myself when I play a game. That's why half the time in RPGs, I'll either make women, or it'll be like a white guy or an Asian guy. Because I just don't want to make me.
That's the same way with me. I make a character that I personally want to look like. I mean, I have generally really low self-esteem, but at the same time, there's certain traits and like physical traits that I would rather have than what I really do,
Mm,
and that's in a sense why I would play as the character that I made,
mm.
because I
I'm,
would actually prefer to look that way.
Yeah, I know me. It's not necessarily that I want to, be a red haired woman with green eyes and dark skin, but it's just that and I find it, to me, it's more appealing. Like it's like I'm playing a fantasy game. I want to make a fantasy based character, or like I'm playing the role of a character, versus I don't want to put me in a game because I know it's not real. So I want to make a character that can fit in the, I'll try to give my character a backstory as far as why am I in the game and stuff like that. So I see it more as that aspect. Like I'm making a character that's playing a role versus being me in a game.
Makes a lot of sense, actually. I know the other night I came across okay, I yeah, 1 second. Okay, so in this game I am in the okay, in the previous game to the game that I play now, I was in the top 150 in the game. I was actually really, really good, but the game changed with the next game. I mean, the core mechanics were still the same, but the gameplay felt a little bit different.
Mm.
Well, I'm still relatively good at it, and so I got a hate message from some guy that I beat 4 times in a row and then just left the session after him proving no real threat. I just moved on, and he put, "Effing weak ass bitch, play me again." I didn't leave, it disconnected us due to the connection, which we started up another fight, but the server kind of disconnected us because one of our connections dropped.
Mm.
And then I put, "I'm weak." I wouldn't have won with my green bar through both rounds in the last match if I was. Because if you win the first round, your health bar, like the person who won, carries over their health bar to the second round. So they have to beat you for your health to restore in the last round.
Mm.
So anyways, I basically beat him with the same health bar without having it refilled at all. And then he said, "Play me again, then your effing playstyle is whack." My playstyle is whack. You went into the Awakening every chance that you got because you were on the losing side of the game. I awakened
Yeah.
twice. Awakening is an overpowered state.
Yeah,
I simply know how to use my.
he's just
Hmm?
butthurt you know that you beat him and that he couldn't beat you. That's all it was. And he had
Hmm.
no way of like most people they'd be like, oh, you're cheating or don't use this weapon or whatever, but he's just salty.
Yep. And this went on for a while. I simply know how to use my support and when to use them. I never made fun of the fact that you try to hide behind your supports when charging chakra. You get nervous and substitute shuriken. You can't really talk crap when someone cancels their combo entirely and uses a team ultimate on you as you fall. Cancels are not as easy as they used to be. So I basically said you can't get mad at me for doing a pro move that is not easy unless you cancel your combo entirely when they're falling midair and then hit them at a well-placed ultimate attack. And then he said, "What the fuck? You just jump around the map? How is that strategy, kid?" I put, "I will show you." 10 minutes later, play me again. Stop talking. You're being a little girl. Just play me. All you did was jump. You ain't shit. You didn't do shit productive. Productive? I won, didn't I? And all I did was jump. Jumping doesn't do damage, and I did a lot of that. Enough to win in the same health bar. Again. I'll mess you up if I ever saw you, smart-ass kid. I'm sorry that my strategy beats yours. You literally ran around relying on cover fire. It's easy to see through, and honestly rather amusing that you'd think that would work. Perhaps training is of need.
Yeah,
So then, I
you should
told
have
him,
just told him to get good.
you see, I was really tempted to do that. But I'm better than that, so you know what I did?
Well, what did you do?
I told him, he said, you're not good because that's all you do. Secret technique is built in, but you suck if you spam to win with it. Meaning, if you try to use your ultimate jutsu constantly. I tried to do it twice in one match. Both of them actually hit. And I said, why don't you turn on your mic and say that to me while playing me? And he put, my mic has been on. I said, I know, you just sat there and breathe into it every now and then. You never hear me, but I hear your smart ass. Say those comments to me while you use your mic. Your words over message means nothing.
No, because he probably got to think about it, because he can't, he's probably not good with the witty banter.
So then he turned on his mic, and I was still trying to convince him to turn on his mic and talk. Like he still had it on. So I was sending him messages saying, all right, so how about you just call me out on all the things you think that I'm doing that's unfair. And in the game, you can switch between your supports and your leader character. Well, when you switch between them, your character does a little dash kind of towards them. So instead of me using, do you know what a substitution is?
Yeah.
Like you go behind the enemy, but you can only do that 4 times unless the bar refills randomly.
Mm-hmm.
But, so instead of me using a substitution when he substitutes behind me, I switch my character that will automatically dash him. And he's like, man, that's so unfair. I don't see how you have these perfectly well-placed character switches. It's super unfair. Why don't you just use one of your substitutions? Because that would leave me at a disadvantage if I ever needed to use them.
Yeah, it's called skill. Maybe you're just better
And
at
then
it than
he
him.
was like, no, it was funny. It's no longer a maybe. I was using young Sakura and young Ino, arguably the worst characters in the game that I switched to, and he turned on his mic and said, man, that's disrespectful. Using these kind of characters against me.
Yeah, he should get better. I mean,
And then towards all of this, towards 30 minutes of playing him with his mic on, he eventually just went, I'm sorry. And then he said, I'm just going to delete all these messages. I'm going to delete all these messages like it never happened. And he's like, I'm going to add you. You're cool. And I'm like, okay.
beat him down with kindness.
I mean, I was kind the entire time. Like, he told me all the things that I was doing wrong. He's like, you're just double jumping over all my attacks. Because he would do an attack that, if I dash to the side, the support will auto-lock on me and mash me in. But if I jump over the support, it won't hit me. So he's like, "Stop jumping over my supports and jumping over my attacks." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you want to see what happens when I try to sidestep to the side and get hit?" And he's like, "Well, why don't you take the hit?" And I'm like, "Why would I take the
Why?
hit?
Yeah,
I
why
want
would
to
you take
win."
the hit when you don't have to? That's stupid.
And he's like, "It's not a fun game if you could just double jump over everything." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, you dropped the $60, so
Yeah, blame the people who made the game. That's not your fault.
you're just exploiting things in the game that shouldn't be exploited." Oh yes, I am exploiting a
Then why
jump.
don't they patch it?
Maybe I should just... It's a jump. If you patch a jump, then like that would render X completely useless. And then I told him, you know what? I dropped my bar down low, and I said, you know what? I won't jump the entire game. And he goes, what? And I said, yeah, no, I won't jump once. I won't double jump. I will stay on the ground the entire game, even if
Oh,
you're
that is so
mid-air
cheap.
shooting fireballs at me. And after I beat him, not jumping at all, he said, well, a lot of things you did, like, it should have hit you, but it didn't. And, like, your substitutions just come back, like, when you're in dire need, and mine never comes back. And I'm like, yes, that is things in the game that is beyond both you and my control. So,
Ah,
he
this
was
fire
blaming
guy.
things that were a part of the game that randomly happen. Or he'll say, like, oh, your thing canceled out mine, it's not fair. I love sore
Ooh,
losers. And then
got me.
eventually he opened up to me about 30 minutes later and said, I've just been a sore loser my entire life. My brother, he always would win against me in something, like he would play flag football with his brother, and his brother would like dance in front of him when he won.
Ah, I think I may got like the best helmet I like so far in the game. It kind of reminds me of the Guyver's head almost. I killed the big flame guy we were trying to kill, and he dropped
Oh
his
yeah, I
helmet.
got that. Oh yeah. To me, it looks like. Have you ever watched Lord of the Rings?
I seen the movies.
Okay. Have you? It looks like the Nazguls, those things that like fly the giant dragon.
Mm. I need
Hey,
to get.
invite me in.
Alright, hold up. Trying to. I gotta get my weight ratio down by 2%. Some kind of way. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see, hold on. Let me. I like that crown though.
I just have videos of. I have like maybe 2 videos of myself playing that game on YouTube. Um, and a lot of them were one-sided fights. I had one of them. Okay, one of them was a win. The other one was almost a loss. And the only reason I uploaded them was because they were talking trash the entire time. But you couldn't hear it over the mic because I wasn't able to record that. So I
Hmm.
just recorded the fight itself and then told them to look on YouTube.